Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Help for HGTV. We have Ask Autumn, which we haven't done in so long, with us today. So thank you, Autumn, for coming in. And you brought a friend with you. Hi, welcome. And thank you for coming back on the show again. To start, we actually did a show on voice banking, gosh, probably like 6 months ago, even a year ago, maybe. Yeah, but we'll link that. So a lot of the background we probably won't go through today. We're going to do an update on everything, but definitely link in YouTube the first show so you can go watch the first show for more history and background. But first, let's start out. And Mary, can you give us kind of an update since the last episode on what's been going on with Autumn and her voice banking?
Okay. Yes. So I am one of Autumn's speech therapists through the school district. And last time I was on the show, we were just along in our message banking process. And so what we've been doing is Autumn has been recording thousands of messages, phrases, words, things that are important to her. And then we are using those messages and we are putting them into a program that we can put into her communication device so that when and if she needs it, it's not a computerized voice that we sometimes have, but it is a lot of messages in her own voice, which is very exciting. So the process where we are now is we have completed this long list that is recommended by Boston Children's Hospital. And so we've gotten through all of that, and we are now in the process of uploading all of our WAV files, the audio recordings, into mymessagebanking.com. We have a free account set up for Autumn. And so we put those in there, and then we'll be able to download those into her communication program. And so now Autumn has a dedicated iPad to her that she can take to and from home and school. And we are starting to work with Tobii Dynavox's TD Snap is the communication program. Are you going to show us, Autumn?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so.
Oh, because the green screen. Oh,
There we go.
Yes, so she's got her iPad that has a strap on it and it's got a hard case on it, so it's protective. That handle on the back can swerve around, so depending on if she wants it in portrait mode or landscape. So she's been pretty excited about that.
And that was actually funded by the school, that iPad, or?
So it's one of the school's iPads, but Autumn, while she's at school, she's able to take that to and from home and school with her.
Fantastic.
So for people who are interested, does this program cost anything for them outside of the school? If you were to help someone with voice banking, would that cost anything?
So the process of, and maybe we should clarify a little bit too between voice banking and message banking. And sometimes the two words do get overlapped. So what we have been doing is message banking, where we are actually taking Autumn's actual voice using and creating these messages that we're saving. So voice banking is something that is a little different, and where we have people do a lot of different audio recordings, and then they take all those recordings and they use it to synthesize a new computerized voice that it would be similar to hers, but is more computerized. So with our message banking, it's actual her messages.
It's so much more special if it's just her authentic voice.
Right, because she can add her intonation, how she goes up and down. Her laughter. We sang happy birthday one day, so she can have that recorded. Different ways that she can call her dogs. Sometimes we have like messages that we record two different ways. No, thank you versus no, thank you, with some attitude on it, didn't we, Autumn? Just different things like that. We can add some more personality to it for her that shows Autumn's unique personality. And so to answer your question, going back, Katrina, the message banking does not. No, we use file on an iPad, just voice memos to record. And then we also, the mymessagebanking.com, that is free to set up. So what does cost money that some people would have to go through would be the communication program itself that you're going to input all those messages into.
Okay, that makes sense.
How long have you guys been doing this with Autumn, and how many phrases do you think you guys have recorded over that amount of time?
Autumn, what do you think? How long have we been doing this? Do you have any guesses?
4 or 5 years.
Yes, since Autumn was in 7th grade. So it has been about 4.5 years that we've been doing this. My coworker, who has actually been doing all the uploading, she has said it has been over 2,000 messages is what we've recorded so far.
Unbelievable.
I'm curious, like you've mentioned the app and the iPad. Is someone able to do this on any other technology, say a computer? I know that's not as portable, but like a computer or a phone or even one of those, I don't know, like a smartphone.
Yeah, anything that you can turn it into a WAV file, you can record it. As long as you
Oh,
can
nice.
save it, have it as a WAV file, and then you're able to upload it onto the mymessagebanking.com. It doesn't have to be specifically on an iPad.
Cool.
And how long do you think it will take for everything to be transcribed over 4.5 years?
It hasn't been taken as long as we originally thought. Like I said, my coworker Laura, who is our assistive technology resource special ed teacher, she has been doing it, and I'd say she probably maybe has 10, 15 hours into it as far as
Wow.
for that, changing it into a WAV file and then uploading it.
Katrina is having some internet issues at her home, so we are going to pull her off screen, but we still want her involved in the conversation. So Katrina, hopefully audio can come through, and I'll let you ask the next question.
Yes, hopefully I'm coming in clear. Mary, I was just curious about adult onset Huntington's. Like, I realized that I think this would be a great program for anyone that has the potential to have some speech issues. But I'm wondering if you or anyone you know has tried to use this with someone with adult onset Huntington's disease.
No, Katrina, I haven't worked with adults in this situation. I'm sure there are other speech therapists out there that have. I've only been working in the schools, and so I haven't been able to have that experience. But I do definitely see how this could also work for adults the same way, very much the same. And I would just advise them to reach out to a speech therapist in their area and see what they can work out.
Awesome. Great ideas.
And due to the progression of juvenile Huntington's disease, the speech sometimes becomes slurred over time and words may not be as easy for the computer to pick up. So what kind of happens with that?
So we have noticed that over the years that we have been recording. And so lots of times I always let Autumn choose after she records it. Is this something you want to do again? Is this something you want to keep? How do you feel about that? And so if it's one that she wants to try again, we will practice taking a deep breath in beforehand, slowing things down, trying to say it more clearly, that sort of thing. There's even been recordings that we have done that it'll give us the message that we've already recorded this message, that it's been a duplicate, and one that could have been from a couple years ago. And so we've gone back and compared the two and just made the choice of which one she preferred. Another thing we've been doing here, we haven't started downloading the messages into her program just yet. We're still in that process of transcribing them. But in the meantime, what we've been doing is using this communication program that Autumn has there on the iPad and starting to practice using it. So she's learning how the folders work. She's learning how to navigate the system. She's learning where the different buttons are and how to use it. And then some of the messages that we didn't record before, we're recording just right onto the device as we do it. Like today, we added pictures of her brothers and she recorded their names right onto the program itself.
Do you enjoy talking about your brothers, Autumn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to demo for us?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So these are my friends at school.
Make sure it's nice and loud.
Miss Moore, Miss Reedy, Miss Rose, Mrs. Sherry, Miss Sherry, Miss Stacy.
That definitely sounds like you.
It does. And those are actually, and I know it's hard for us to see it over the screen, but those are pictures of the teachers and her staff that she took using her iPad, and then we uploaded her voice.
Autumn, do you have fun doing this? Do you every day find yourself wanting to do this, or do you think it feels like a task?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was sending me lots and lots of pictures today of more family members and friends and people that she wants to make sure that we get in there her next time I see her. And when I got to her school this morning, I was working with another student, and the para was like, "Oh my goodness, Autumn is going to be so glad to see you. She's been asking all week when you were coming." And I definitely enjoy my time with her too.
Yeah. If we have a JHD family watching this that really wants to start doing voice messaging, maybe about cost, what they would need to buy possibly if the school doesn't provide it, and things like that.
Sure. So my biggest suggestion would be look into that mymessagebanking.com and talk to your pediatrician or your doctor about a referral to a speech therapist and seeing if they can help you get started there. because there are also some different avenues that they could try to maneuver through grants or different things.
Once it sounds like you're all complete now with everything. And so now it's all being uploaded. And then is this just something that she has it on her iPad right now, but it's the school's iPad. So how does that transfer over now so that Autumn and London and her family have this forever once the iPad is taken back?
So it would be saved onto a program, and so onto her communication device program. We can save those and upload those into a cloud-based system, onto a Dropbox or a Google Drive. And so she still has her same file. And then we'll start looking at different avenues for them and what their device is going to look like that we could switch it over to.
That's awesome. It's just one big final question for you, Mary, and then I have a couple questions for Miss Autumn before we jump off here. But if someone, their speech is impaired already and they're getting ready to start, and it is hard to detect some of these kind of words they're saying, is there autocorrect or is there something that helps them with that?
So the way this would work is not everything that is in Autumn's program is we didn't record everything. I would say for those times that those words are just getting too hard for some people to say, pick a voice. I think there's multiple different options for different ages, different dialects, and pick a voice that is maybe similar to yours, and it would do a mix and match.
Perfect. So Miss Autumn, what's your favorite saying that you like to push over and over again for your mom?
I love you.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's not go get me some Starbucks, Mom.
Tell them a story about what we typed in the car to see if it would play it.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Classy bougie ratchet. You're very nasty.
And
You're a savage?
that's what she typed into the thing the other day, and it sang, "I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet."
There you go. We know this
There
is
you go.
Fast and stupid. And there was even the B word. It's pretty funny.
high tech.
Yes, and it'll put what you put in there, and there is the typing option too, and so she could always, instead of, as she's learning where all the folders are and the pictures, then instead she can use a typing option. I think, and then Autumn's program also, she could use it to access like Google or Alexa and different things like that as well.
So Autumn, if you have a lot of JHD friends out there in the world, tons, we know of your buddies, and what advice would you give them about thinking if they were scared maybe about doing it, or what would you tell them?
You should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially because you get to hang out with cool Miss Mary and you get to get some time out of class and hang out with the cool kids, huh?
Yeah.
That's very cool. And thank goodness things like this exist and that are out there for something as beautiful as saving a voice and communication. So important.
Thank you, Mary, for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, Adam.
All right, so you're going to do it with me? Okay, so I think that'll do it for today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel below, and ring the bell for notifications when more videos like this come out. Till next time.